Esther Goldstein is with us. Welcome, Esther. She's founder of Integrative Psychotherapy. She's a trauma therapist and educator. A pleasure to welcome you to the live stream.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Do people recover from trauma? Do they recover?
Okay, well then we have to define what recovery means.
Okay, please
So
do.
I think that when we talk about trauma, well, first I want to just say something because I
Sure.
keep hearing about like, send the money in, send the money in. I can't walk around saying, guys, send money in, but for Amudim, like, please do. Okay. One of the things that happens, what we'll talk about recovery, is that when you have the right kind of supports and there's conversations that are happening in the community, then people heal and recover a whole lot more and a whole lot quicker. So if anyone has the capacity to support or share this in any kind of way, I'm jumping on that bandwagon.
Nice.
My son kept saying, Mommy, when are you donating? I said, I like waiting till the last minute. He's like, no, you're going to run out of time. He was like watching it. So recovery. What I would define as recovery is that the person has the capacity to function and to enjoy their day-to-day life in a way that they're meant to. When people go through trauma or pain or suffering, or they're suffering in silence, or they have so much shame and they don't reach out for help, then it takes them a much longer time to recover, or they have symptoms for a very, very long time or for a lot of their life. So people say, oh, can you get rid of a memory? I actually was in a training today, and they talk about like, can you get rid of trauma? So it's not a matter of wiping out your memory, but it is a matter of reducing people's symptoms so they can actually like have the energy and capacity to do the things that we're meant to do in this thing called life. Life is meant to be beautiful.
Right. Someone walks into your practice and they introduce the situation to you that they're in. Are you able to, in your own mind, judge how long this is going to take, or what a person like this has to go through in order to get to the point that you're describing?
Really good question. We have our practice manager, and people say, like, could I heal this in 3 sessions? Or like, am I paying your mortgage? And she's like, first of all, you're not paying any of our mortgages. Like, our goal is to get you out of therapy and into life, right? Like, we want to help you build wings and fly. Usually, between the first 1 to 3 sessions, a skilled therapist is going to know, okay, this could take a few months, or this might be a little bit more complex. So yes, but any good therapist says, I can't promise you how long this is going to take. Right. Not because a good therapist with good professional integrity doesn't want you on their couch forever. If there's complexity there, and I want to talk about Amudim and the way that community supports can help heal, then there's ways to reduce that and to help people have like really good treatment so they could actually engage in the treatment and then actually drop down and then live their lives. The thing about Amudim is this. Actually, Amudim has been a community resource for so many of our clients. We have right now 7, 8 staff. We're actually all going out tonight for dinner because I think that a sense of community is so important for clients, but also for therapists. And when I think more global, and that's why we have like our time where we support each other. And I think when it comes to Amudim, one of the important things is I think about their global impact of somebody is alone at night or feeling overwhelmed or is doing a Google search or texting their friend. You want to know, the person needs to know there's a community, there's conversation about these things, these struggles. You're not crazy. Whoever's listening, if you have a struggle or there's someone in your family or you have an issue, you're not crazy, you're not alone. I hope that these conversations can open your mind, and I hope that all of us, even if somebody is not struggling, just reduce the shame and the isolation around mental health struggles, because that's a huge piece. You're asking about recovery. If I see in someone's presentation that they have good family support or a community where they acknowledge mental health struggles, that person's symptoms and their feeling of isolation or shame will reduce immeasurably. And that means they'll show up to certain community events, go to shul, because there's less judgment than shame. Mm-hmm. And with shame, just to talk about shame, what happens when people feel ashamed is either 3 things. They either move towards people, they move against people, like I don't want to be with you, or they move away from people. And what we want to do is help people move towards people, because when we have other people, we're not pushing away against you, we're not pulling away, but we are joining together as a community, then people can actually heal incredibly quicker.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So we don't realize how important we are as a support group, even if we're not related to that person or don't affiliate with them very often. Just being part of the community, we can have a big effect on them.
Just being part of the community and being part of these conversations can be a huge piece of people's healing. Yeah.
Is it frustrating when you see the progress in the person you're working with and they just don't realize how far they've come over the last few weeks or months?
I love that question. I have this trauma therapy training where I'm training trauma therapists, and I put in the first module, outcomes conversations, and basically outcomes conversation is all a matter of therapists and clients starting to more regularly track their progress. What's your therapy goal and what's your progress? Now, the point is not to say, oh, you're moving along quicker, but what happens is that there's something called a negativity bias, and we lean towards what's not working than what is working, right? Like, oh, I still want this, I still want this. And one of the big pieces in good therapy actually is like, excuse me, ma'am, today we're gonna notice how you showed up or how you were more present or how you didn't reach for that bottle of alcohol. We're going to notice that. So part of tracking progress and little shifts is a huge piece. So I think it's only frustrating if the client's also not celebrating because we need them to be energized.
Well, the system you just described gives them the chance to celebrate, gives them a chance to understand that their eyes need to be open for the progress that they've made and to look at it and see it. Esther Goldstein joins me and everybody here at Amudim asking you to be as generous as possible. Let her and others continue to help people who are in difficult situations.